Hey everybody, welcome back to Spoiled, the sequel show by Salad Brain. My name is John Boy.
I'm Earthworm.
I am Party Bear.
I'm Dak.
I'm haybale.
And we are talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. This movie was released in 1991, before I was born. And good lord. This is the first film that we've done that was pre-2000.
Oh,
It is.
right.
So there are no Shrek references. It's over.
I think we can still find a relation here.
Oh, there's
It's
definitely. There's got to be a.
So I guess now a huge can of worms. So you're saying all the movies that came after Shrek intentionally had Shrek references?
There is one way to connect it. That's what I'm saying.
I think we can connect this, folks. They're green.
It's 3 degrees. It's 3 degrees to Shrek.
So
They're the prototype to Shrek.
Yeah, that's like where they designed Shrek from.
I believe that.
Inspired.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'd like to say
Who
that
doesn't love a green big monster?
Okay,
No,
so
not me, just me. Okay, whatever.
this will be the first time that I've seen any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. I was more of a Power Rangers kid when I was growing up.
Yes.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Agreed.
Like
I
I
had
never
never
really
seen these
dabbled
either.
in this. Yeah, this is my first time seeing anything.
I can't remember their names.
Has anyone else seen any Ninja Turtles movies?
I think
This
no, John Boy. I think you and I once saw the animated one.
Oh, the
didn't we?
animated one. Yes.
We
yes.
did.
Okay, we saw that, and I remember nothing from
But I remember you saying I would love it because it had a bunch of different monsters in it. And I also just really like Pokemon. I think that's what he was getting at.
Yeah.
It had all these different monsters in it. This movie does have a couple monsters.
Yes.
Yes.
And that was my
definitely.
favorite part. That was my favorite part when those
Really?
two fucking monsters came
Yes.
out. I was like,
They're
yes.
so cute.
yes.
But then that
Oh.
changed real quick. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Within
I
30
want
seconds.
Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Immediately there
I
was
think we're
like,
getting ahead of ourselves here.
These are babies.
Oh my god. Oh.
so when I was first told that we were going to watch this movie, I expected to see Megan Fox.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was
Yeah,
like,
I was like,
we're getting the new ones.
Will
Yeah, I was
Arnett,
like, I'm down. And then
Will
I
Arnett's
heard,
in that one.
he is.
is he really? Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he is. He is in that one. That's right. And so when I heard that we were going to watch the 1991 one, I was like, uh-oh. But you know what? I was pleasantly surprised. Honestly, I enjoyed this movie.
I did too.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, wow! So this is going to be the first
Agreed.
time I
All
feel
right.
like that I'm on the other end.
Yeah.
It's going to take some convincing.
I liked it.
John Boy might not know. I've talked to the other 3 a little bit, and I'm a pretty big Turtle fan. In case anyone knew. And so I actually the only movies or like content of the Turtles that I haven't seen or really like gotten into much is the most recent franchise. I think I'm the only one who's seen the first one as well.
Should we have watched the first one? Is that what you're telling us?
I
Well-
feel like not needed. It was good. It was a good
That's how I
movie.
feel. It was good. I loved it.
This sequel is such a typical sequel in that like it's so much of a reboot. Like it's so crazy how different it is compared to the first one. So the first one is super, super dark. It's like it feels a lot like watching like a martial arts film.
And let me just interject real quick. This movie, like the first movie, was actually there were complaints that it was too violent, and so what they did, the first movie, and so with this one, they don't have weapons.
And half of them don't even fight. They just are doing this in the background.
Exactly, they got rid of all the violence because they
Yes.
wanted it to be more of a children's film, and so that explains completely different tones
And-
that I think Party Bears illustrated.
Yes, and they
Wow.
specifically did that for the reason of they like wanted to sell more toys. Like
Is
the
it my
first
turn to
one-
fight yet?
Oh, for sure.
When they first came out with Ninja Turtles, like it was first a toy line, but then they made it into a cartoon series, and then the cartoon series did awesome. It sold a fuck ton of toys.
It was actually first a comic book.
Started off as a comic book, and then
Did it
became
together.
and then it became a toy. Yeah, it became toy, and then a TV series, and then they decided to make a movie. The movie didn't sell any toys because it was marketed more for adults. There's swearing in it. There's like way more violence in
Wow.
it. It's pretty brutal.
I should watch that first.
I kind of feel like I need to watch it now.
And it's dark. It's dark, and it feels like watching a martial arts film. So I love that movie, and I have it on VHS. And I felt like when we were talking about doing this movie that I had seen the second one and rewatching it. I'm sure I have, but I don't remember it as vividly as watching the first one.
Yeah.
Or any of the scenes from the first one. And then coming upon doing a little research, did anyone know that they made a third one?
I did see that. It's something about time, turtles in time.
Yeah. And they go, yes. And they like become samurai and all kinds of shit. So they made a third one, and then they made another live action TV series after this. I did see the third one. Yeah, I saw the second and the third one as kids. As kids.
Multiple.
Would I say watch it? I don't know.
You know, what I kind of want to bring up is I had no idea that Jim Henson had a hand in all this. And as I was watching it, I was amazed on how the turtles were able to blink and look, talk, and move.
Absolutely.
Like the whole time I was like, he's blinking, but his eyes are moving.
Yeah.
Like I can't even imagine what those motherfuckers are doing in those suits, being like, blink, move hands. I don't know if they had people behind them.
There's little things.
Yeah.
They probably had like little hand things.
No. It wasn't them controlling it. A lot of what they did. Yeah, it's someone else controlling the face from a distance. And that was something Jim Henson was pioneering later in his career. I read the Jim Henson biography.
Wow.
And something he pioneered near the end was like trying to do everything remotely. And so that's also what happened. I don't know if you guys have seen the Muppet movie, the original. Like there's that scene where Kermit is riding on a bicycle.
Hey, let's throw another reference because it's so perfect. Because did anyone see the relevance between the monster, not the werewolf, but the snapping turtle, and the Dark Crystal?
Yeah, no, definitely very similar.
They look so similar.
It was Jim Henson the whole time.
The beak and everything, and so I was like, wow, this is so Jim Henson.
And when those two people came out, that's when I got invested. Because the whole time I was watching it, I was like, okay, what are we doing? And immediately, once I saw that claw come out of the cage, I was like,
was that CGI?
Okay. No
CGI at all.
There's no CG.
So as the old school fan and the fan of the original movie, that's honestly when I was like, nope. I was done.
You were out
That's
of
when
it?
I completely lost it. I was like, no,
Really?
but like this movie, like I had hope until that point, and I was like,
that's when I got into it. I
Well,
was like, give me some
hand,
monsters.
Not the hand, but when they came out, and I was just like, God. And then I had a little bit more hope again when I found out that they were babies and like maybe they weren't going to get used. I found out like maybe they weren't going to get used.
Yeah, then they got used.
They were used. And like, maybe it was just like a gag that like, they're pulling in the movie and like, Shredder's going to come back. And like be just badass Shredder.
See, Party Bear and I have like opposite boners. When I saw the hand, he was bad. And then when they came out, I got hard. He was like, no. And then when they became babies, I was like, no. And he was like, okay, good.
It's
Keep
good.
going.
You never want to cross. You never, you know what I mean?
No, you never. You could say hi on the way.
Pinball.
Something else in terms of the puppets or the suits and everything, they can move really fast.
I was impressed.
I mean, the fact that they're able to do, the fact that they could do backflips.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Didn't make any sense.
No,
and they could fall. They were durable too because there were multiple sines where they would just fall on the ground and nothing would happen.
They would never get wet though. I don't know if you noticed. Like at the end, they come out of the water. Yeah. They're not wet at all.
I didn't.
They faked it. They're like
they faked it. Oh.
Wow. I did feel like there were scenes though where they kind of like misted their heads.
They did a little mist. Like there was that rain scene, and I think they just did a little bit, but yeah.
Jim Henson's in the background, like, oh, not too much.
No, my favorite character and the most impressive one was Splinter.
By far the most impressive.
The fucking rat
thing, in my opinion.
That was it looked real.
I was amazed.
You got to see the first one. I agree. Yeah.
And you know who puppeteered him? The guy who did Elmo.
I saw that.
Flash.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. So Elmo was the guy who was playing that, and it looks so real.
It's so
I want to see an outtake where the voice of Elmo is coming out of Splinter.
There are a lot of really funny Muppet outtakes where they're like talking in totally different voices or they're cursing.
Oh man, I love that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So let's talk about the story a little bit. So there is the Ooze, right? So April O'Neil goes to that Ooze place. What is it? What is it?
TGIF.
TGIF. I love that.
I love that restaurant.
We'll go with that.
No one wrote it down. That's funny. I didn't.
And then they find this overgrown dandelion, and some dude just goes, "Here we go, perfect."
Yeah, dude.
And runs away. It's like, you're going to do that? You're going to do
Get some
that?
That was super unnoticeable. And then he walks out, and then everyone's doing construction. And he's like, "Oh, they must not have seen me. Let me run away."
And then April O'Neil's coworker grabs it.
Goes and grabs one because he works for Shredder.
Yeah, he's with haybale.
I was more confused why the dandelion was like outside of their perimeter, and they're like upset that they didn't notice it. I don't know.
They don't want anyone to know, and it was like leaking out. They have like, kind
But
of like an
wasn't that
oil
their whole
station.
thing of like cleaning shop? I don't know.
So
I don't
in
think they
the
were displaying
comic
that.
book, it's how the turtles and how Splinter end up getting ooze as well down the drain.
Oh well, yeah.
The truck is just
Yeah, I
like
got that
losing
part.
vials of it as it's driving.
This movie was called Secret of the Ooze. Was that what it was?
Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, I feel like the secret of the ooze was not revealed at all.
No.
What's the secret?
I have a huge question. Okay, so and because I don't know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle lore,
Okay.
maybe that's what's hindering me. I don't understand the rules of the ooze. Okay, so were the turtles before they got hit by the ooze, and then they became human like?
Yes. They were just normal baby turtles.
That someone flushed, of course, four of them.
That's insane. Okay, so the whole premise of the film is that, and I'm kind of, I don't know if this is skipping ahead too much, but the turtles want to stop the bad guy from getting the ooze.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But I don't understand why they want to get rid of the ooze at all. Do they think they're I mean, don't they, I would think they would feel like all the animals need this ooze so that they can try pizza and be ninjas and have fun. Like, why wouldn't I make all the animals?
Because some of the animals get kind of crazy. Look at the snapping turtle. Look at the wolf.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. So the whole it kind of roots back to the story of Splinter as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what the fuck is Splinter? Okay,
Splinter's my boy, right here.
With the ooze too? I know he's a rat. I actually looked it up. Wasn't he like he was the pet of someone awesome?
Yes,
like,
he was. He was the pet of a kung fu master whose rival was Shredder before he became Shredder.
Is this in the first movie?
Yes.
No.
What?
Yes, this is in the first movie and in the comic books. So he is the pet rat of a kung fu master whose rival is Shredder before he becomes Shredder. Shredder, before he becomes Shredder, kills the master and like it knocks over Splinter's cage. Splinter jumps out and claws up Shredder's face, and that's why he's scarred up. And that's why he becomes Shredder, because a rat makes him.
Was shredded by a rat.
Wait. Oh, so okay, and this is the problem with watching only a sequel. So when he had the scars, that wasn't like, because there's a point in this movie where because Shredder, I'm guessing he dies in the first movie, right?
Yes.
He falls into a garbage truck or something.
Yeah,
that's what I got.
But then he comes back and he's not wearing his mask at that point, and someone is terrified of his face.
Yeah,
and I kind of assumed that it was after this accident that his face was destroyed, but his face was destroyed before the accident.
It was destroyed before. It was destroyed by Splinter. Yeah, before the accident, and that's how he became like his. It was just like the bottom part of his face was like clawed up.
Okay, but in this movie, it's the top part is called.
Yes, because he falls into his helmet falls off.
Okay,
he falls into the garbage truck, and he kind of falls like head first. And so so they really should have just ended it after the first movie. Like, they shouldn't have made this sequel. They should have just made another TV series, in my opinion.
Okay, can I bring up a part that I really thought was just like crazy, and it was just right at the beginning. This was kind of like, this is how this movie's going to be. The first fight scene. When the turtles come in after that boy is delivering the pizza.
Wait, his name is Kino?
Yeah.
Is it?
Kino?
Well, one of the turtles throws one of the bad guys behind one of the counters. Wow, that sentence. And it's like a deli, right? And it's a deli, and the turtle jumps up and he goes, "What, you want a pickle?" And I thought that was a huge sexual reference. I mean, his dick would be green. He's a turtle.
Well, how about when he grabs two links, he's like, "You're the missing link," and just hits somebody in the face. And I'm like, yep. This whole movie was all 90s references. I loved it. How funny it was. Like, even the beginning, everyone's eating pizza. Every single person's eating pizza.
Why was there so much pizza? Everyone was eating pizza. It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting like the ooze is in the pizza grease or something like that, and now everyone in the city's eating this pizza. Like, that was my initial thought. Was like, why are they showing all these people eating pizza? No, it's just to show people like pizza.
That people like pizza is awesome.
That's a lot of this movie is like, there's all these things that could give a sign to a more intricate, exciting film, but it's a children's movie.
Right.
So it doesn't ever go there.
And I'm sure that's another storyline where like everybody gets infected by the pizza or something like that, or like, they put something in the pizza to get the turtles. But that's just something that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just like fantasizes is just pizza. Like that's just like the main goal. Like it's like Ed, Ed and Eddie with Jawbreakers. It's like, at the end of the day, like they're just trying to get more pizza. Like, that's kind of just
that's their end goal.
Wow, I love
that.
Yeah,
that's just the comedy relief of all the violence in the originals.
But I want to talk about the fight scenes in this movie. Very like
best.
Oh, they're terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think that made me love it more.
How'd they get that fucking canister? I hated it. He walks in, and he's like, "You looking for this?" And he's just like holding it up, and they throw a thing, and it's just like, oh my God, they catch it off the ricochet.
That you throw something, and then it backfires the opposite direction.
The fight scenes in this movie are so slow.
Oh
it's
man,
like,
we're spoiled.
Yeah,
we are spoiled.
Yeah,
we are.
And hey, I bet you, like, I haven't seen the new ones, but I bet if you compare these to the like 2013, 2014 ones, it's like explosions, a battleship is crunching over.
We're getting a lot
They're
of
sliding out, the fucking bay side coming out of it.
Is it Michael Bay? I imagine it was. Michael Bay?
It was Michael Bay.
Yep, I imagine a lot of Transformers. Action kind of thing.
It's definitely produced by Michael Bay. He didn't direct it, but it was definitely produced, and you can see it from the trailers. I didn't watch it because I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, same.
So in regards to that whole canister fight scene, it ends with, and this is a problem I had with a lot of the movie, is that they had to do like a lot of jokes 4 times because there's 4 turtles, and it gets a little redundant at a certain point. And that one is a perfect example where at the end they have this whole fight scene that it just ends up the bad guys get the ooze, and they throw the smoke bomb at the turtles, and then they go radical, cool,
cowabunga.
Oh yeah,
and then the last one goes bummer.
Yeah, dude.
And it doesn't have to go for so long. Like I just did it only 3 times, but it did it an extra time.
It felt too much.
Yeah,
they could have had all the turtles who liked it say killer or whatever they say, and then the guy after be like bummer.
Yeah, or just one says it and then another one says something. They don't need every turtle to always interact. Yeah. It felt like a lot of things just ended up being And
even the scientist picks up a Bart Simpson cup.
I saw that.
It happens twice. They give it to what's her name? April O'Neil in the scene right before. She's drinking water out of it. Yeah. Like literally.
I love that
45 seconds before.
I love that the pizza that fell into the pot of chemicals
had no effect. I wanted it to be like fucking Spaceballs, Pizza the Hut. I wanted to see that walk out of that fucking cage, dude. That would be so funny.
There's so many things.
And then they put it in ice cubes and then into a donut.
Yeah. And then I thought, wait, you already have pizza mixed in. Shouldn't you just you could make pizza out of it or something?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get back on track.
Yes. Hey, Bale. I actually want to talk to Haybale. So what do you have going behind you right now? Is that the team of Shredder?
My team of foot soldiers. I dig these guys. These guys made the movie for me. I don't know about you. I couldn't focus on the turtles in any fight scene. I was only focused on all the people of the foot. They're all like up on ledges, not even close to the fight scene, but they're still like, anything. I'm fighting you. And then bursting like or in the parts where they're like surrounding each other, they're like only sending one person in at a time. And
I know.
They're like, yeah, that guy could do it, not me.
God, I hate
That's called 90s Kung Fu. Next.
Next. Who's next? Exactly.
I don't think I could have made it through the movie without it. I think
you know what I didn't like about the
ridiculousness of the whole story. Like even the scene where they cut to the old people when they release the wolf and the snapping turtle, and they're like, "Oh, we should let them get their own cab if they come over here." Like too much.
That joke was horrible.
Every joke was horrible in this movie.
You know what I didn't like about the foot soldiers was their fucking eyeballs.
You didn't like them?
It was very Spider-Man. I would imagine this is like Spider-Man's costume, and it kind of is like his costume in Far From Home. He's off and away. He's wearing a black suit with that. I mean, it looks very similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
They remind me of flies.
Yeah, with that wing.
And is there any relevance to that with the show?
Frogs do
turtles
eat flies, right? Yeah. Or they're not frogs. Oh God.
I mean,
turtles.
They just kind of look like that in the movies. Like they look different in the comic books. They look just kind of like typical ninjas.
Maybe Party Bear. Am I wrong? I believe that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics they were a lot darker, right?
Oh yeah, no, they
were way darker.
Adults. Yeah, it's made for adults, and then
that's what I thought when I was watching this. I was like, in a small part, I was like, this could be really cool if it was really, really dark. But I mean, it was the early '90s, and they just wanted.
I would like a Dark Knight version of this.
Well, they did it.
Well, no. I mean, like hyper realistic. Like not like
they kind of did it.
I mean,
it wasn't good.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I will never watch it ever.
You're like, I want to go back and watch the first one of this series, but I don't want to watch that series, which is surprising because it's newer.
You're talking about the new one that you're not going to watch?
The Michael Bay one.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to watch it.
I might. If I get high enough, I'll watch anything, dude.
Yes, you will. Okay, all right. So let's talk about the Turtles living with April O'Neil.
What's up with
Shredder. Was there anything sexual?
Yeah, I think this movie has a lot of sexual underlines.
Okay, it's a beef that I have actually. And not to bring back the first movie again, but literally the end of the first movie, the whole first movie, they have a side character as well, who's named Casey Jones, who's also in the comic
Yes, I know
books.
Casey Jones. He was actually in the second
movie.
Who's
that? I don't know. I don't know who that is.
He's
he
like a
hockey stick. Yeah,
he's a super athlete basically, and he just kind of like is first like kind of a rival, like just another dude that's in the just kind of like doing justice.
Okay.
in around New York, and the Turtles
Justice.
kind of have a little bit of beef with him at first, and then he starts kind of dating April O'Neil, and then at the end of the movie they get together.
So she decides that
like,
the Turtle gangbang is much better than this regular guy, obviously.
No, they're like literally like the last scene of the movie. It's like her and Casey Jones making out like right after Shredder falls into the garbage truck. I'm totally spoiling the last movie now.
Okay, do it. Spoil it.
You guys gotta watch it.
I haven't seen it.
Oh man, okay, don't spoil it. I want to watch that first one, so don't
spoiled.
Well, you already know the whole ending. I'm just saying.
No, I don't.
Well, have you seen the new one? You know the ending.
She gets together with Shredder. She does not fuck Raphael.
Wait, she gets together with Shredder?
Okay, so with
not Shredder. No, Casey Jones.
Okay, I was gonna say, whoa,
Casey Jones.
Hold the phone. Stop the writers.
Hello. So I also don't know. It's really hard for me to remember all their names. So was Raphael the one that they were having some sexual tension in this movie?
The orange one.
No,
Raphael's the red one.
Yes.
Red's
Raphael is the red one.
Raphael's red.
Donatello's
the orange one.
No, Donatello's purple.
I don't fucking know.
Then it's Leonardo.
It's Leonardo.
This is gonna be
Donatello has the
bitch
knives.
Okay, y'all. Who wants to do it? Does someone know and want to do it?
I think you want to do it.
No.
You got to do it.
I want to see if someone else knows and wants to do it.
Okay, I'll
try. Okay, no, Dak, you go. No,
okay.
Dak goes first.
Dak go.
This is Michelangelo. This is Raphael. This is Leonardo, and this is Donatello.
Yes.
No shit. I got that right?
Yeah.
Hold the applause. Not a big deal.
No.
Can't believe that worked.
Congrats.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm positive.
I'm not.
Just accept it, dude. You've already
All
won.
right, I'll take it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Does anyone have a favorite?
Whoever has the two katanas. Donatello,
yeah, that's
right?
Leonardo.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Raphael just for his accent.
Like,
he has a real New Jersey accent.
Yeah.
And he kind of find like
is that the orange one?
He was kind of like the leader, right?
Yeah. He kind of is the leader.
Look in this movie. He kind of kept bringing in April.
He's become the leader in the newer franchises, but
the red
really Leonardo is the leader. Leonardo's the one who's like he's like the straight edged kind of like focused on martial arts guy. And then
which fucking color is that, dude?
Blue.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez,
Raphael is kind of the angsty one.
Okay, he's
Raphael's
red.
the blue one?
No, Raphael's red. He's the only one.
I thought that was Michelangelo.
And Michelangelo's the orange one.
Michelangelo's orange, and he's
the one who makes the joke. All the good ones end to no.
Yeah, he's the stoner surfer one.
Man, those puppeteering motherfuckers, they were so good. Man. Like the way they were talking, but whenever I saw them eat pizza, they never swallowed it. They always just took a bite and they cut away.
I thought the bigger mutants were bad. Like they're kind of shitty.
Really?
Like,
I thought they were amazing.
Well, they had a lot less. They had a lot less going on. Like, their faces didn't have a lot of expressions.
They didn't need to. They didn't need to.
Well, yeah,
they kind of seemed like they would be like one-off, like Power Rangers villains.
Oh,
like, just like a villain that showed up every once in a while.
Yeah,
in Power Rangers episode.
Because they were also made out of the same material. Like they're all just squishy. Like when the turtle one tries to jump into the pothole in the sewer,
his suit.
Like you can see his suit is squishy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the spikes they're
it's
like
foam.
bent.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shredder gets
okay.
pissed.
All right. So just so that people can understand where the story is at all. So they end up catching the doctor, the scientist that works for TGIF.
English-speaking doctor.
Yes, that works for TGIF to have him make. Is the idea that Shredder feels like he can't compete with the Turtles, so he wants to have something more powerful? Is that the idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so
he wants to kill them. He wants to kill them.
Yeah. Yeah, teenagers. Yeah.
I love that.
I guess
when like when the new mutants come out and he finds out they're babies, he's just like, fucking kill them. I don't need this. I'm not worth it. But they did mature. It seemed kind of fast, right? They seemed definitely more cognitive throughout the last scene opposed to when.
Yeah, they never were dumb again. Like they were all really strong and they knew what they were. I mean, let's be real. Okay, all right. So at a certain point, they need to get rid of these mutant creatures that have been created. Mm-hmm. And the way to do it is to do this reverse serum that the scientist has made. And the way they want to do this is it has to be ingested. And so they, like we mentioned this earlier, they made ice cubes. Mm-hmm. And they then put the ice cubes in the pizza.
In the donuts.
Donuts. But then, so they eat the first donut, and then
totally good.
And then they go for the second one, and they know immediately there's a cube in here.
Yeah.
And he goes, he found it.
Like that was just so intelligent.
They just needed to be caught, I think.
Well, I mean, of course.
I mean, the way they were selling it was inevitable. Oh my god.
I mean,
so childlike,
But I guess maybe they didn't hide the cubes in every donut. Is that?
But why would you put ice cubes in a donut?
They did hide them in everything because, they did end up just because they ate those first ones.
Fire extinguisher.
Okay, that's a huge thing. That scene where they're shoving the fire extinguishers down
their
throats, so
violent.
It's so violent, and they're cheering it on as they're shoving these fire extinguishers down the creatures' throats.
That would be the worst way to die.
And I'm watching them, these creatures like flailing for their lives, and everyone in the crowd because this whole final fight scene ends up at a club that Vanilla Ice is playing at.
Yeah.
The Party Bear is at right now.
Yes.
Yeah, you're partying.
And they're all looking around, cheering on as these baby animals.
Go turtle, go.
Though they aren't.
Go ninja, go.
So that's another thing. It's mentioned earlier that they're newborns, like they're babies.
Yes.
But then they become real animals again, and they're adult animals. That's an adult wolf and adult snapping turtle.
That snapping turtle was definitely an adult. They take a long time to get that size. There's no fucking way.
The wolf wasn't an adult, though, was it?
A wolf could be a puppy.
That was a regular wolf size.
But it did look a little older, for sure.
I'm more confused why the snapping turtle grew large, pointy spikes. And then when it cut back to its regular form, it's like a normal,
It looked like
because it was a mutant.
Because it was a mutant, bro.
Yeah, but why did the werewolf have some crazy shit like bones sticking out of him?
Because it was a mutant.
Okay, well, that's a good answer.
It sounds like Party Bear was hired by the Turtles.
Are you a salesman?
No.
Cover
you work for the Henson Company?
Yeah.
What was everyone's favorite scene?
Yeah, I'll go first. I think my favorite scene was when we first saw the snapping turtle and wolf come out, because I was like, here we go. Because I had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I thought they were going to be these big old let's go turtles. Yeah. Like once I saw them, I was like, first of all, amazing puppetry. Amazing. And then when they came out and they started being like, mama. That's when I started to lose it all. I was like, fuck, they did it to me. I got fucked over again. But when I saw that, I was like, wow, here we go. Let's make some moves in this movie. What I like about this movie is it went fast. It was quick. They didn't spend any bullshit time.
Yeah, it's just to the next fight scene.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. It was very quick. But no, my favorite scene was definitely when we saw the first two monsters come out. I was like, okay, they were awesome.
So mine was, and it ended very quickly, but the promise was there. I was really hoping when they fought that they were going to fight Super Shredder. When Shredder like chugs that thing, I was so pumped for this big epic fight. And it ends up being completely wasted.
So lame. They just run away.
But he was, I thought that out of all the characters, the Super Shredder was like the coolest looking, and I really wanted them to fight him. I was like super pumped for that.
They fucked that up.
So I thought it was hilarious.
The Imagine scene is my favorite.
I thought it was hilarious that the serum made his armor grow.
Oh yeah, that's something with nothing.
His helmet's like he's gonna.
His helmet's huge. His helmet's huge.
Oh my god!
Which is funny because
CGI in that, right? Still no CGI. That was all done miniatures. Yeah, more or less.
His helmet grows in every phase. If you watch the first movie, he's got the smallest helmet on, and then when he dies, he makes a new helmet.
That's a little bigger.
Oh, God,
and then it's a little bigger. And
dark helmet.
And then exactly. Yeah, it's
another
definitely
Spaceball reference.
Dark helmet.
We should do more Spaceball connections to things.
I like that.
If it's pre-Shrek, it's post-Spaceballs.
Definitely.
I agree. I love that.
In that realm.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Spaceballs to Shrek continuum. All right. Anybody else?
I was going to say that was going to be my favorite scene as well. Mm-hmm. Tough one. But I think next to that, seeing that you took that one, thanks, would be when they get caught in that rope, which is hilarious. That whole trap is just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then
at least they mention how ridiculous it is. They're like, man, this is a really well-made trap. Like they mention like these ropes are really well made. And it's like, oh my gosh. And they're going to drop them on this tiny
little, like a bunch of
little spikes. The tiniest little spikes.
You will be shredded now.
Yeah. I was ready. I was ready for all of those foot soldiers to just run up and beat them to death.
I know. Just
but
grab
instead
a stick,
they're like, we're going to slowly,
But and then Splinter comes in, he shoots the arrow, gets them to fall in the right spot. Yeah, okay.
Which is another thing. Yeah, which is another thing that's not explained in that movie at all. But
Splinter shot that bow and arrow to save them from that net. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. I loved also that the men were like around them, like, oh, after you fall, this isn't going to kill you, so it'll get you. Like, what are you going to do? You haven't been able to beat them before. But so I think that fight scene was my favorite. It was ridiculous, close to the end. It was probably like the bigger one. So
yeah, it was like the final big one before the big finale. But that's the most like people in one scene fighting for sure.
Yeah, in that weird layer.
Yeah. Party Bear. What about you?
Shit, I don't know. I honestly, like I said, I really enjoyed the first like I don't know, what is it, 30 40 minutes of the movie until the villains.
It's like the midpoint.
I guess I like just the first fight scene, really, honestly, like the very beginning of the movie, like the opening sequence,
the pizza guy, the pizza delivery guy.
I love that pizza kid. I think they should have done more with him. He could have been like a really good sidekick.
Well, he did. Well, wasn't he like kind of the savior? He kicked the
I guess that's
the
true.
Juice out of that dude's the ooze out of the person's hand.
He was the fastest character in the entire
That's
movie.
another thing, that he kicks that ooze out of Shredder's hand, and then the professor scoops it up, right? And then we never see him again.
He bails with it?
Right?
I don't know.
You're right.
We never see him again.
We don't.
Is that a setup or a third?
That's something that I noticed kind of right away.
Yeah, something that's interesting.
Like, what's going to happen with that?
There was intent to have and maybe this comes into TMNT lore that Party Bear might know, is that he was supposed to be an alien.
What?
The professor?
Yeah. And because the idea of the ooze is actually like in extraterrestrial. Is like in the actual TMNT lore. And so that was kind of what they were hinting at, was that he was an alien. I don't know where in the film it is, but that was like the intent of the original writers.
Yeah. I'm a fan because I've been a fan since a kid.
Exactly.
Not like a super fan.
Yeah. Like for Star Wars, I can name all the sequential things that happen and everything. And I think you got to be real extreme to do TMNT.
Yeah, you got to really. I mean, it's kind of died off since then. But I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Haybale.
Haybale.
Oh, I definitely like the scene when they're going into or find the last vial or whatever, but they get there and realize it's already gone. But the bad guys are still there waiting for them
with the
right?
They could have just
they're like, let's wait for the good guys to show up so they have a fighting chance, but they don't.
It's real nice.
But I feel like that was like the first moment I was like, yeah, this movie is gonna just have so many terrible parts, and that's when I started looking for them. I was just like, how many can I find by the end? But I loved it.
I did love this movie.
It was good.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can start to talk about start wrapping this up a little bit and start talking about what we think about it. Dak, you can kind of lead with what you're about to say.
I did want to bring up the scene that I almost wish I would have mentioned as my favorite was and I think you had mentioned this as well, was like the real philosophical scene all of a sudden where Splinter starts talking about their origin and needing to know and everything.
I really wanted to know. I was super pumped for that.
Yeah, we never find out though.
No.
But that was like a really interesting scene.
Yeah, that was, and I guess that might have been my favorite part, was just like so much of this film for me was there felt like so much possibility and depth to it that was never realized because it is just a children's movie. But I thought there were a lot of philosophical things that you could talk about this ooze and what it turned them into and whether their life is better because of it. And should we take the serum and become animals again? Like there were a lot of questions that they could have really brought. I know.
That's something that I never even thought of. Like they could have taken that serum.
I was expecting that. Like there was some conflict, but there was never any conflict with the turtles. Like they never were like, "Do we do this?" It's always like, "Well, we're here."
Yeah.
Well, the conflict is that Raphael.
Oh, there was that one point where he
off
leaves.
And which
and that happened so fast. It was just like,
what happened? Yeah. How?
Okay. All right.
Teenagers.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna put because I feel like I am the opposite of a lot of people.
Yep.
And so I'm just trying to remember, do we rate these at 1 out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 10 as in
good.
The movie you would watch
movie.
every single day if you ever like the one movie you could pick.
Yeah.
Oh.
And one being like I really don't want to watch this again. The world is worse off because of it.
Spy Kids 2.
It was not a 1.
Oh man.
That is a 1.
Matrix is a 9 for sure.
Yeah,
well, we all
added up.
Gave Tron Legacy a very high rating. Keep that in mind too.
And it deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not talk. Yeah.
Okay. So
in the
Ninja Turtles, Secret of the Ooze. What do you give?
2
out of 10.
Out of 10.
What was the one?
I did not laugh once. I did not laugh once.
Oh no!
I don't know what a 1 is, and I do not look forward to watching a 1. I think 1 will make me want to turn it off.
Like you maybe couldn't finish it.
Yeah. I think that's
you gave this movie a
2.
Yep.
It deserves more than a 2.
Absolutely not. No. And I wish this podcast could go on forever because I could keep talking the shit off of this movie.
Oh man!
But,
okay.
Wow.
I'm not trying to be a contrarian, but it just. There's a lot of messed up shit in this one.
Wow, that's amazing. Party Bear, please revive me.
Oh, you're giving it right to me? All right, okay. So everything that I've said, if listeners have listened to this far, they kind of know how I feel. I don't hate this movie. I don't love this movie. I think it's pretty meh. I think it could have been better. I know, and everybody should know that it was made to sell toys. That's literally the reason they made this movie, is to sell toys for it. So
did they?
When you keep, hell fucking yeah, and they still are. Yeah.
Right,
every time the Ninja Turtles make something new for kids to watch, they sell a fuck ton of toys.
So they not
make the sickest toys ever. What?
Well, I mean, for this movie, is that like
it goes up and down. Like they got to stay popular. They got to stay in the public eye. If they don't make a movie, TV show every 4 or 5 years, 6, 7 years at the most, then they go by. You know,
bye.
So that's just any superhero.
Yeah,
you know, that's why they keep redoing every comic book.
Yep.
But so that being said, I will give it like, oh gosh, are we doing 0.5s?
Yeah, go for
We
it.
get half rating. We can't do anything less or more than 0.5 though.
I'm gonna go 4.5. 4.5, little bit under the middle.
Okay,
Just
that
below
makes
the
sense.
middle.
Was your answer changed from Earthworms? You were originally going to give it a 4.5 before Earthworm said anything.
Yeah, why?
Nah, it's also low. It's fine, nothing.
Hey! How about you, Dak? How about you tell us what you got?
Yeah, you gonna debate with me?
my original answer was going to be like a 5 or a 6. I was leaning towards 6, and then Earthworm said 2, and now I'm like, well, I feel dumb if I give it anything more than a 5. Good Lord! And then you gave it a 4.5. So I think I'll stick with a 5. This is pretty. I found it entertaining. I was definitely medicated throughout the whole movie, so that helped lubricate me through that. But there were some moments I will not, deter from. There were moments that I just didn't like about this movie. There were things that I was just like, this either too much or what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And how did this happen?
Yeah.
So that's why I get a 5.
Yeah.
But I did find it entertaining.
Hey, Bale.
I'm probably gonna rate it the highest. I highly enjoyed this movie because of how ridiculous it was.
I'm so happy that we've brought you on to this now because I feel like we're gonna have some very interesting opinions of yours in the future.
I haven't said my score yet either, so
I'm
go ahead,
interested.
Abel.
You know, I originally an 8, and then you guys made me double think myself, and then I said 7. But no, I'm sticking with an 8 because if this movie's on TV, I'm going to watch it. I will stop and watch it. I'll put it in the background because I cannot get over these foot soldiers. They're
Oh man!
I think it's like dance fighting to the best. It's just like wait for your turn, and fall.
That guy didn't do it. I can. I bet you I can.
Let me back up real quick. I don't want to beat a dead horse too hard, but the reason I gave it a 4.5 is because I've seen the first movie. So I forgot to mention, you guys all mentioned things that you liked about this movie, and all of those things are magnified in the first one. So just keep that in mind. If you ever are bored and you want to watch the first movie and you like are feeling tolerant of it, I highly recommend you do.
Yeah.
Because I really think that you all will enjoy it. At least the 4 people that are in this Zoom call with me right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, go back. Let's go back. Hey, Bill, are you finished? Are you?
Do you want to stick with your answer now that Joe said? That party said that.
8 out of 10.
All
John
right.
Boy.
Yeah, so I would give this a 5 out of 10. Only because after watching it, it was totally enjoyable because it was just the nostalgia of, ooh, the 90s were weird.
Yeah.
Super
It was so 90s.
weird.
It was like the teenage.
And it was very 90s, but the movie was not good by any stretch of the imagination. But like at least every 15 minutes there was something happening. You know, like nowadays they would stretch it out. At least this one, it was like, oop, jump in the source. Oops,
it's entertaining.
Got the scientist. Oop, got a new dinosaur. Oops, got this.
Yeah.
So I would definitely give this a 5 out of 10.
Speaking of it being 90s, we never even talked about the super burn, like in the very first scene of the movie when the pizza boy Kino, he just like burns.
Oh my God! So good.
Oh,
Fucking so good.
Oh yeah, in your dreams, and he's like, "I was dreaming about someone thinner."
Yeah. I was just like,
when I heard that, I was like, "I'm down."
I was like, wow,
I heard that.
That
I
is the
loved it.
90s. That you could only ever say that in the 90s.
That's good shit. That was like
That
a
is
Fresh Prince
so
of Bel-Air return
bad.
right there. Like that is so. It was so witty. Oh, so good.
God.
I loved it.
That's some badass shit.
Great point.
Yeah. So I averaged out the films. I put it into my nifty spoiled computer system where it inputs all the numbers, then it adds an aggregate, and then it divides by the thorough amount of the turtle ratio that we all have made.
Cool.
And
wow.
It's a 4.9. is the average. And
is
so
the
I
average.
think
Out of 10?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, out
I
of
think
10.
in the past, haven't we added up all of our scores and then given it a higher number to be?
Yeah,
like,
we add it all up and do it out of 40.
Yeah.
But now Haybale's here, so we got to do it out of 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what that is 4.9 times 5. Oh, I just revealed the equation. 24 and a half
Out of 100?
out of 50.
Out of 50.
Oh wow! Yeah,
Wow,
Oh
so
man, I feel bad for doing the half now. I thought other people.
You fucked up. We could have had 50.
You really hated that movie that much? Really?
No, it's because he liked the first one so much that this one was such a drag.
Well, I haven't seen the first one, so can't really complain.
You want?
Yeah,
maybe this
no,
is gonna be
I can't.
convince you to
I
go
can't
do
give it a full 5. I can't.
So
give it a full
okay,
5.
I
down to
understand.
4, so
I understand.
we're doing 0.5s from now on, people.
Yeah, we have to.
That's fair.
Yeah. What did Haybale give it again?
8.
8.5.
Okay.
No, you
yeah.
didn't. No, you didn't.
Oh,
no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Okay.
It does not
Okay.
deserve it. No.
You could. I said 8.5.
All right. 1.5 for me then, sir.
Oh no.
Really?
So-
We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
It's
Okay.
at 49.5.
This
No,
movie.
29,
This
sorry.
movie is bringing out the worst in me.
20.
I want to end this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a great movie that we picked, guys. This was good.
All right.
It's a great one. I love
Hey, how do we relate this to Shrek? Did we already decide that? Was it just because they look like
They're
it? Or
green.
something else?
Pickle dicks.
Pickle dicks.
Pickle dicks.
First joke of the movie. Pickle dick. You want a pickle?
No. The ooze was definitely green, and it was Shrek's jizz.
Well, I didn't think of it like that.
And I'm gone. Bye.
Wow, thank you, John Boy, for that.
There's
All
there's
right.
definitely something in there. We can send it back. Send it to us. Okay.
Earthworm's going down the tunnel.
Oh, there we go.
Is
Oh,
there a
there he
stream?
goes.
You're not going far.
Say hi to Splinter.
Here he is. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for listening so much to Spoiled, the sequel show by Salad Brain. My name is John Boy.
I'm Earthworm.
I'm Party Bear.
I'm Dak.
And I'm Maybell.
And thank you guys for listening to Spoiled. See you next time. Pew.